Thank you again for sticking around. If we haven't scared you off now, I doubt we're ever going to do it. So, where we had last left off, I believe Ram Jam was grilling me. Top five video
Top
games in my
five.
youth.
Lay them out.
Top five. So, we got Diablo, and I'm bundling just like Ram Jam did the last episode. He bundled Half Life 1 and 2 into
Well,
one column.
I was more
One
curious if you're gonna bundle three in there.
No, just because it came out too fucking late. I mean, I played it and I liked it, but in terms of nostalgia value, one and two have it for me.
Yeah.
Um, I spent so much time on Diablo 2 trying to find somebody who would hack my character up to level 99 and max the stats out and shit because I have it on my buddy. He had a barbarian and he got hacked up to 99 and just fucking wrecked face on everybody. And I tried to get my respective character hacked and never did. And that's still a point of contention with me.
Hmm.
Anyway, that and I gotta say, the
What
very
was your
first Final
character?
Fantasy. I think I rolled with a paladin.
Paladin.
Yeah, I know. Now I'd go full on barbarian.
Really? I went necromancer.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, you and my buddy, my other friend did.
But
He loved the
he was
necromancer.
terrible, so I wound up making an Amazon.
Yeah, I never got into the pets thing. That's what the online community calls the when you get the summons going and you have either some sort of pet, whether it's an actual pet or a skeleton, whatever.
It's easier to
Never
play and
got
eat
it.
a sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, you
Uh,
gotta. I think my buddy he really liked the role play of it, but barbarian, yeah. I mean that just kind of goes too with my play style now because I'm just too fucking dumb to kite or anything. I just assume just leap into the thick of it and get it done.
yeah.
So you have Diablo 1 and 2. Um, the very first Final Fantasy. Um, I don't.
Games suck.
The new ones do. I
Nah,
haven't played a Final Fantasy
they
in
all
fucking
do.
years. The very first one, and here's why. One, I was probably fucking 3, 4 years old, and I just remember the Famicom cartridge, or for us Americans, the NES, Nintendo Entertainment System
Mm.
cartridge. One of the very first save cartridge games came out, I think, a year. I think it was released. I think honestly in Japan, I think it was released in '86, same year I was born, and I think it got ported over to the U.S. in '89, '90. One of the very first save cartridge games, and one of the very first games I played as a child. Um, that's the only reason. That's the only reason for the nostalgia factor. So we have two. Let's
Yay.
see. All right, whatever. Queer. Um, let's see. Jesus. Goldeneye.
Oh,
What do you got to say about
that
that,
game
Ram
sucks
Jam?
too. Just get a PC. Everyone was dancing around with their stupid GoldenEye game where you couldn't even look around, you couldn't strafe. Meanwhile, real kids, real kids were taking their whole towers over to LAN parties, hooking them up, playing Quake, playing Duke Nukem, designing your own Duke Nukem level. If you didn't have a build engine level, you weren't legit. You just had Dorito crusted fingers gumming up your N64 joystick. You would probably add more hours into a jet ski racing game than you do into a first person shooter.
I never played a jet ski racing game.
Oh,
I
sure you did. If you played an N64, you definitely played that jet ski racing game.
I have to disagree. I have to respectfully
You're full of it.
disagree.
You just blacked out.
What
You
about
found the
Super Mario
N64 at the
World?
same time you found autoerotic asphyxiation.
What about Super Mario World?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. For the Super Nintendo?
Mm-hmm.
Or the Super Famicom? Yeah,
Super Famicom.
that game was an addiction.
And you know what?
when I was a kid.
It's aged surprisingly well. Like you
Yeah.
can still play it today. Like a lot of games, if you were to pull them up now, you would just be like, ugh,
Not
it'd
aged
give you a
well.
fucking headache.
Yeah. Pretty much
You couldn't play
everything
them.
from my top 5 list has not aged well, but I just love it so much.
Yeah, but Super Mario World has aged surprisingly well. You can still bring it up. Yeah, it's not fucking 3D. Fucking Yoshi.
That's the first
I mean,
song.
you might even be able to argue that it was one of the first free roaming.
Yeah. The
The
secrets,
multiple
it's all the
paths.
Easter eggs in there. The secret paths and the secret levels and stuff were just, you'd really never seen anything like that. At least
Yeah, back in what, 92,
and the
93
game
when
was
it
just
came out.
so polished too. Um, you can say what I mean. I love Street Fighter as much as anyone, but the timing of the button presses in that game, it wasn't right. It was, you're lucky if you could pull off Ryu's fireball 75% of the time. But just everything, the level clipping, everything was so perfect in that game.
And then what's that? Was that 3 or 4? Hope you're keeping track because
4.
I'm sure it's 4.
Yeah.
Ooh, top 5, last 5. Um, Jeez, you already got Diablo. What other time did I spend so much of my misspent youth? Ooh,
Get into StarCraft.
I
Any of the
never did
Blizzard
just because
games.
I didn't have the only Blizzard game I really got into was Diablo at the time.
Hmm.
I've never played. I played like a couple hours worth of World of Warcraft in college on a
Oh.
on a kid's PC. But other than that, like I never really got into StarCraft just because I never had a PC that could handle it when I was growing up. Um, I'd heard a lot about it, really wanted to. Never play. I still haven't played it yet to this day. Um, jeez, jeez. Fallout. All right, hold on here. Thank you again. So in that brief hiatus, had to answer a very important phone call, but I have to. I got to do it. I got to overlap with Ram Jam.
You need to find a
Half
boundary
Life.
between your personal life and your professional life, my friend.
This is true, but it's not going to happen tonight. Half Life.
Disgusting. Half-Life?
Uh,
Oh, you little poser. You
no,
copying bastard.
no, it was, and it's a shame. It was one of the greatest in terms of AI differentiation. You know, you had your aliens who would kind of roll in. They weren't too bright, or they would tank, whatever the case may be. But then you had your Marines or your grunts, and they would try to flank you, throw grenades, do suppressive fire,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. And it was really a hallmark. Really set the stage for
Head crabs.
future.
There were a lot
Head
of good
crabs,
moments in that game.
there was. Um, and yet, and it also told a story. It was probably one of the first-person shooters to actually tell a story. Whereas before, with Duke Nukem, Doom, could have thrown Doom in there too, but I really didn't. Doom, Duke Nukem. Once you play a couple out, an hour, 2 hours, it gets old quick.
Mm.
Whereas Half Life, you could play it, beat it, let it rest a week, you could play it again. It was just that good of a game, and that's really honestly what I think is a hallmark. The hallmark of a good game is a really great game is that you can pick it up again. You can pick it up innumerable times.
Yeah.
You could probably pick up Half Life now, and if you started playing it, you'd probably be fucking enthralled with it.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah. The Vietnamese have a saying, and it's roughly translated as talent is the opposer of destiny.
You just made that up.
No, that's true. That's a true fact. Vietnamese listeners, write in. Tell us whether or not that's real. Critique my translation, if you will.
And speaking of Vietnamese listeners, what are your favorite games?
I already told you my favorite games.
Not you fucking
you want
asshole.
the Vietnamese? Well, Flappy
Yes.
Bird. That's one. Right? Am I right, Vietnam?
Don't. If it is, tell us. If not, make him eat his words.
It's Flappy
I also
Bird.
read that there was probably one of the biggest breakthroughs was, I think, maybe 3-4 years ago. I forget the title. I think it's like maybe it's 1954, something like that, in which you play a Vietnamese freedom fighter fighting against the tyranny of colonial France.
That should be your next playthrough.
I'm gonna see if I can find it. And if I can, I don't know if it's on Steam. I don't know if I'll have to pirate it or what the case.
Hey,
may
Vietnam
be.
listeners, help us out.
Exactly. You know, we only have access to what the Western civilizations allow us access to.
Yeah.
You know, what the Western corporate interests really want us to be buying. So where can we find it? This seems like it's kind of a Call of Duty kind of thing. First person shooter, might tell a bit of a story. Honestly, if it was on par with Half-Life, that would be terrific. Let us know. And that's one of the saddest things, aspects of Half-Life, is it's such a great game. Both iterations, Half-Life, Half-Life 2, and their expansions.
Yeah.
Terrific
the
games.
mod scene behind it, everything. Yeah. You can't deny the body.
Counter-offensive.
But we're not saying anything anyone hasn't already said, Matt. Let's cut down to the gristle here.
Where did it go?
What have we been talking about? E3?
Yes.
Is that how this all began?
It did. And we got into a top 5 of each of our favorite games of all time. But I think we have something else to address in the next episode.
The next episode. You're leaving it as a teaser.
It is. It's a cliffhanger. Now, one of the things revealed at E3 was something that I called many months ago, due only to my insight, being able to read between the lines of all these
placed a fair
sales.
wager on this as well.
I did.
Beat the bookmakers quite handily.
I did. I pandered 3 packages of American hot dogs, which Ram Jam had to give me. Dawn of War 3. It's coming out. I called it 6 months ago. It's
Rewind
coming out.
the tapes. Let's hear this.
Check it out. It's posted.
Bold proclamation.
It might not be 6 months. It might be 4 months. But I called it. Watch the videos.
Now
Research
we all have to sit through another series of videos with space.
But that's what you all wanted in the end. So next episode, next podcast.
Speak up, Vietnam. Did you want Dawn of War 3? And be honest. Be honest. And while you're there, tell us what you really think about Space Elves, too.
Right. I mean, do you guys like the Space Elves? You guys seem to really dig the orcs. I don't know what that is. I don't know if there's some sort of like Vietnamese boogeyman who looks like an orc. I don't know. We just don't know these things. Let us know. Set us straight. Don't be afraid to comment.
Also, tell us your favorite Vietnamese boogeyman. Love to know that.
What are the Montagnards all about? Let us know what. Yeah, they're indigenous hill peoples.
Yeah.
In Vietnam.
Well, I guess you know what they're all about, aren't you?
No, I only know what the Western civilizations tell me.
Okay.
So that's where we'll pick up next time.
Dawn of War 3.
What's going on? Immortal Podcast.